Let me show you the only piece of Christmas mass-produced tat I own. This. Yes, I make no apology for owning this guy. I was in a Christmas market a few years ago. In a sea of Santas, they had this guy. And it's Odin. And he's dressed in white. He's kind of like a blinged up Odin. And he's still got his two eyes, but it's Odin. And I want to talk about, with Odin here, I put this in my studio just for the kids and stuff who come in around Christmas. But I do genuinely find this charming. I also put up a few holly sprigs with the berries on them as well, but that's pagan, as you all know. Now, I want to talk about the real spirit of Christmas. You hear that term, the spirit of Christmas, and so on. What the spirit of Christmas is the conjuration of a Christmas or a Yuletide entity. Now, where does this guy in his red and white version get into the house? He comes down the chimney. The chimney, because it has no seal in it, is always the location where spirits or entities, either good or malicious, enter or exit a home. This is why the hearth fire was so important in folklore societies all over the world, well, especially in Europe, but also in the Americas and everywhere else, and in Asia. The fire was seen as the portal in which the spirit entered and came out, and that's why this guy comes down your chimney and leaves up your chimney. Now, the reason why you leave food out or drink out for this guy is an offering, a sacrifice to the pagan god Odin, now called Santa Claus or Father Christmas or Santa, whatever you want to call him. The ashes in the fireplace in many pagan countries, even to this day, it was beautifully illustrated in the movie, the Irish movie, The Secret of Rowan Inish, are protected with sigils or marks put into the ash every morning before it's clean, or a little bit of ash is left behind, and in there is put sigils. That, of course, has come into Christian times, but even when it's still done in Ireland, they're very rare now, probably old people, sadly, they still venerate Bridget, who is Breed, and they do the venerations according to the cardinal points to protect the home. And the purpose of that is to stop originally evil spirits from coming down the chimney. But there are certain times of year, Yule, where you want to bring this guy in, no matter what his regional variation is. So we burn on the fire a Yule log. The Yule log will be a different piece of wood or a piece of charged wood, often with a piece of mistletoe involved, usually a piece of oak, that's different from the main firewood that has been sometimes decorated, but often just especially charged through a symbolic concentration, maybe kept all year long, but it's put in the fire, and that burnt sends off a charge that summons this guy in. These days, a lot of people don't have open fires, and they burn their Yule log with a candle in it or something like that. But again, that's how paganism has lasted. When people are celebrating Christmas, they're talking about not the birth of a fictional deity in the Middle East, but the summoning and conjuration of this guy, the Father of Christmas, the Spirit of Yule. In Northern Europe and at Germanic countries, it's always Odin, but there's all kinds of regional variations. And this is very important to remember, that as twee as this fella is, and Christmas time is, and tacky as Christmas time in, that it has a very real pagan foundation, and everything we do according to it, even everything, is this belief in the bringing in of a certain entity or an energy force that protects the family at the most time of the year, when generally when the solstice was originally the solstice, when the darkness is at its greatness and the light is at its least, and you would bring in the spirit of Christmas for that purpose. So that's my only piece of Christmas tat. And I put it in the studio for the kids, but I love it personally as well. And why not? This is Odin, and this is my Yule icon, my Yule doll, whatever. And just because you're a pagan doesn't mean you should be miserable this time of year like all those suicidal atheists. We're having fun, but we're having authentic fun, and we're having real fun. And we know that our Yuletide festive tradition is based on something very real, and Christians, their one is based on a Middle Eastern fairy tale. In fact, they stole our traditions. So there's nothing wrong with Santa Claus, there's nothing wrong with the festive traditions. You can sit there going, oh, it's all being commercialized. You don't have to give a shit. You can still enjoy it. Remember, we're still affected by the cosmic cycles, the sun going round the earth, and the changes in light towards the darkest days of the year. We're still not, with all our technology and everything, we're still not free of that. And guess what? We'll never be free of these guys either. So enjoy your Yule, and remember to conjure the spirit of the season. If you like this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below, and also make sure to click on the notification bell to make sure you get all the latest videos from this channel. Thank you.